and helping them to build sustainable economic success. In Tennessee, at one point, we had done a Tennessee Women's Economic Council to focus on the issues specifically with women and working moms. And we did that because Tennessee is no stranger to the impact of poverty. And in 2021, 14% of the households, which is over 380,000 households, were considered to be at or below the poverty line. And that's the impact it has in our state. And of that number, just under 80,000 of those were female-led households. So thankfully, Tennessee is seeing our numbers trend downward. People are being lifted out of poverty. We are fortunate that companies are choosing to move to Tennessee, and they're bringing well-paying jobs. But even with all of this, poverty continues to be a significant issue that we are working toward reducing. And I think it does take our different government entities and our community partners to do a good job of moving this forward. Mr. Meyer, I want to come to you. I appreciated your opening statement, and you're referencing the work you did with President Clinton as you worked on the welfare to work programs. You highlight your and many academics' concerns with eliminating the work requirements for these incentive programs. Specifically, you mentioned that this could lead to a reversal of much of the progress that was made since the 90s under the bipartisan welfare reform. So I would love for you to just talk a little bit more in depth about how unconditional cash transfers impact the long-term economic stability of recipients.
Greetings, friends. It is official. Our federal government has just confirmed that millions of Americans will now have to begin making payments this October. A group of Republicans in the House and Senate are also seeking to cut workforce benefits and end to automatic federal pay raises. This would affect many Americans' finances, so dearest friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing several more winners for the $75 Walmart gift card giveaway. My dearest friends, if you'd like to enter these weekly giveaways, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Several House Republicans are calling on their colleagues to push for cuts to federal employees' pay and benefits as lawmakers advance spending bills for fiscal 2024. Leaders of the Republican Study Committee have put forward a 2024 budget proposal. Experts say that the legislation would bring back the former president's executive order that made it easier for agencies to fire federal employees and rolled back the collective bargaining rights of federal unions. The budget proposal outlines hundreds of billions of dollars in potential cuts to federal employees' benefits over the next decade. In total, lawmakers are looking at a $16 trillion reduction in overall federal spending over the next 10 years. Committee Chairman Kevin Hern led 13 other House Republicans into signing onto the budget proposal. The committee counts about 3/4 of current House Republicans as members. The proposal states, while cutting spending is difficult, most Americans would support those actions rather than continue with Biden's inflation crisis and higher interest rates. The budget document doubles down on a commitment by House Republican leaders to eliminate unnecessary federal programs. It also encourages lawmakers to seek steeper spending cuts for fiscal 2024 than what was outlined in a bipartisan debt ceiling deal. The Biden administration and Republicans reach a deal to cap non-defense discretionary spending at current levels for 2024 and to limit spending increases in 2025. This was in exchange for lifting the debt ceiling and avoiding a first-ever government default. But Republican members of the House Appropriations Committee have advanced fiscal 2024 spending bills that scale some agency budgets back down to 2022 spending levels. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters the Biden administration expects Congress to abide by the bipartisan budget agreement that both sides came to the table for. Now, friends, over the 3-year-long pause on student loan payments, the United States Department of Education has repeatedly told borrowers that their bills were set to resume, only to take it back and provide them more time. However, this time, the agency really means it. The Education Department announced on its website that payments will be due starting in October, and a recent law passed by Congress will make changing that plan more difficult. It will likely be a big adjustment for borrowers when the crisis-era policy expires. About 40 million Americans have debt from their education. The typical monthly bill is about $350. The former president first announced a stay on federal student loan bills and the accrual of interest in March 2020, when the crisis hit the U.S. and crippled the economy. The pause has since been extended 8 times. Nearly all people eligible for the relief have taken advantage of it, with less than 1% of qualifying borrowers continuing to make payments on their education debt. As a result of the policy, the average borrower likely saved about $15,000 in student loan payments. The Education Department notes on its financial aid website that Congress recently passed a law preventing further extensions of the payment pause. It is referring to the agreement reached between Republicans and Democrats to raise the nation's debt ceiling, which President Biden signed into law in early June. In exchange for voting to increase the borrowing limit, Republicans demanded large cuts to federal spending. They sought to repeal Biden's executive action granting student loan forgiveness, but the Biden administration refused to agree to that. Included in the deal was a provision that officially terminates the pause at the end of August. But even before that agreement, the Biden administration has been preparing borrowers for their payments to resume by September. Well, my amazing and most beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Tuesday. My dearest friends, thank you so very much for being here and for being part of this community. To say thank you, friends, and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several more winners this coming Friday for the $75 Walmart gift card giveaway. My dearest friends, if you'd like to enter the weekly giveaways, all you need to do, friends, is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.